Zion National Park is an American national park located in southwestern Utah near the town of Springdale. Located at the junction of the Colorado Plateau, Great Basin, and Mojave Desert regions, the park has a unique geography and a variety of life zones that allow for unusual plant and animal diversity. Numerous plant species as well as 289 species of birds, 75 mammals, including 19 species of bat, and 32 reptiles inhabit the park's 4 life zones: desert, riparian, woodland, and coniferous forest. The park attracts 4.3 million visitors a year. This number has increased by 60% in the last decade. Its popularity is due to its stunning landscape and the fact that it's only a 3-hour drive from Las Vegas. A visit here is definitely worth adding on if you're already heading to Vegas and Grand Canyon National Park. Before it was a national park, Zion was a national monument, and its name wasn't Zion. The park was first protected in 1909 when President William Howard Taft designated Mukuntuweap National Monument using the power of the 1906 Antiquities Act. In the 10 years until it became a national park, it was expanded, and its name was changed to Zion. Today, Zion preserves 229 square miles of red rock landscape that's so stunning it looks surreal. The first Anglo-European settlers, Mormon pioneers, arrived in the area in the late 1800s. They named the area Zion, which is ancient Hebrew for sanctuary or refuge. Zion is home to one of the greatest engineering feats of modern times. In 1909, Zion was virtually inaccessible to visitors because of poor road conditions and limited railway. Once Zion became a national park, people wanted to explore it. To make this possible, construction began on a 25-mile stretch of road to connect Zion to the Grand Canyon and Bryce Canyon. Completed in 1930, the Zion-Carmel Highway and Tunnel is a must-see. The 1.1-mile-long tunnel cuts through the vertical sandstone cliffs of Zion, blends in with the surrounding landscape, and includes windows to provide views of Zion Canyon. When the tunnel opens up, drivers are left in awe of the spectacular beauty. Zion's Angel's Landing provides spectacular views, but it's one of the world's most dangerous. Towering over and jutting into the canyon, Angel's Landing stands 1,488 feet above the Virgin River at its base. The 2.2-mile hike might seem tame, but it includes many switchbacks over sand and slick rock, long drop-offs and exposed edges. Many outdoor publications have listed Angel's Landing as one of the most dangerous hikes in the world. But if you come prepared and hike safely, you'll be rewarded with a view that is out of this world. Zion Canyon is continually changing. The Virgin River and its tributaries run through Zion, carving and shaping the canyon. On average, the Virgin River removes 1 million tons of sediment, which mostly occurs during flash floods. The result, the canyon continues to widen and the river channel continues to deepen. Zion has one of the largest freestanding arches in the world. While Zion isn't known for its natural stone arches, there are a few to be found in the park, and one that's pretty darn massive. Located deep in the backcountry of Zion National Park's Kalab Canyons district, and hidden in a small side canyon, sits Kalab Arch, perched high on the canyon wall with a majestic curve like a giant condor's wing. Kalab Arch is one of the world's largest arches at a little over 287 feet long, second only to Landscape Arch at Arches National Park. Zion National Park is home to a diverse range of wildlife, including both terrestrial and aquatic species. Some of the most commonly seen animals in the park include mule deer. These are the most frequently seen large mammals in the park, and they can often be spotted along the park roads and trails. Rock squirrels. These squirrels are native to the area and are often seen near picnic areas and campgrounds. Bighorn sheep. These majestic animals are native to the park and are often seen on the park's high cliffs and rocky ledges. Wild turkeys. These birds are often seen in the park's lower elevations, particularly near water sources. Desert tortoises. These slow-moving reptiles are protected in the park and are only found in the park's lower elevations. Fish, the Virgin River and its tributaries within the park support a variety of fish species, including rainbow trout, brown trout, and smallmouth bass. Birds, Zion National Park is a popular destination for birdwatching, with over 289 species of birds having been recorded in the park, including the American dipper, the peregrine falcon, and the canyon wren. This is just a small selection of the wildlife that can be found in Zion National Park. Visitors are encouraged to observe wildlife from a safe distance and not to feed or disturb the animals. The California condor is the largest flying bird in North America and can be found in the wild in Zion National Park. These impressive birds have a wingspan of 10 feet from tip to tip, can fly as fast as 55 miles per hour and reach the dizzying heights of 15,000 feet. Sadly, they have been on the endangered species list since 1967. Lead poisoning was a major culprit. Condors were accidentally ingesting fragments of lead-based ammunition as they scavenged on carcasses of hunted animals. But since the 1980s, conservation groups introduced a captive breeding program to pull the California condor back from the brink of extinction. Keep your eyes peeled for these giant birds. You may spot one flying above Angel's Landing or on the Kalab Terrace Road near Lava Point. The best time to visit Zion National Park is spring and fall, as those seasons have the most moderate weather. However, you can expect occasional cool, rainy spells during these months. Rainstorms are common in Zion National Park, particularly in July and September, though March receives the most rainfall. In the summer, temperatures can reach 100 degrees Fahrenheit or more on the canyon floor. However, during winter, temperatures range from 50 degrees Fahrenheit during the day to below freezing at night. In the winter of 1989, Zion National Park recorded its lowest temperature ever at minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Zion was a relatively flat basin near sea level 240 million years ago. As sands, gravels, and muds eroded from surrounding mountains, streams carried these materials into the basin and deposited them in layers. The sheer weight of these accumulated layers caused the basin to sink so that the top surface always remained near sea level. As the land rose and fell and as the climate changed, the depositional environment fluctuated from shallow seas to coastal plains to a desert of massive wind-blown sand. This process of sedimentation continued until over 10,000 feet of material accumulated. Mineral-laden waters slowly filtered through the compacted sediments. Iron oxide, calcium carbonate, and silica acted as cementing agents, and with pressure from overlying layers over long periods of time, transformed the deposits into stone. Ancient seabeds became limestone, mud and clay became mudstones and shale, and desert sand became sandstone. Each layer originated from a distinct source and so differs in thickness, mineral content, color, and eroded appearance. In an area from Zion to the Rocky Mountains, forces deep within the earth started to push the surface up. This was not chaotic uplift, but very slow vertical hoisting of huge blocks of the crust. Zion's elevation rose from near sea level to as high as 10,000 feet above sea level. Uplift is still occurring. In 1992, a magnitude 5.8 earthquake caused a landslide visible just outside the south entrance of the park in Springdale. This uplift gave the streams greater cutting force in their descent to the sea. Zion's location on the western edge of this uplift caused the streams to tumble off the plateau, flowing rapidly down a steep gradient. A fast-moving stream carries more sediment and larger boulders than a slow-moving river. These streams began eroding and cutting into the rock layers, forming deep and narrow canyons. Since the uplift began, the North Fork of the Virgin River has carried away several thousand feet of rock that once lay above the highest layers visible today.